White privilege is a myth. It's part of a narrative. And you're being told that narrative to make you believe that this country is systemically racist and certain groups of people are oppressed because of the color of their skin. Me personally, I don't put color in front of anything. Lives matter, if anything. To me, that's racist when you put a person's color in front of something. I don't judge anybody by their color, their sexual preference. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, gay, straight, bi, LGBTQIAXP, whatever you are, I don't care. That's not how I'm judging you. That's not how I'm judging you. You treat me with respect, you're going to get treated with respect back. It's plain and simple. And I think that goes for the majority of Americans today. I think how it works. Is there racism in America? Of course, it's all over the world. Are there bad police? Of course there are. There are bad people in every profession. There are great people in every profession. There are bad police. There are great police officers out there too. The majority of police are good people that are doing that job, not because they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, because they're not. It's because they want to help. They want to make a difference. I was watching Drew Hernandez earlier. Great podcast. Drew, he has a great channel called Lives Matter. He had his podcast on, and he was showing these BLM and Antifa lunatics marching in the streets of New York, screaming about police officers, the only good cops are dead cops, and ACAB, and calling cops Nazis and fascists. And this one girl was saying that she wanted bad things to happen to all these cops' children. Like, I'm not even going to repeat it. I don't want YouTube to do. I don't know what the rules are here yet. I'm new here. Speaking of that, as you can tell, I'm just starting my YouTube channel here. Do me a favor, help me grow it a little bit. Hit the subscribe button. As you can see right up here in the corner, there are two types of people in the world, subscribed and not subscribed. Subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Some days I feel like I'm going crazy. Okay. Story when being white didn't work in my favor. So I'm in recovery. I've been in recovery for several years now, but for a couple decades in my 20s and 30s, I was running around the streets homeless. Very bad drug problem, and didn't have a job. Just everything that goes with the typical drug addict, homeless, jobless, nobody wants to be around you. And that went on for a long time. So I was homeless. I counted on things, general assistance, and different programs to try to get housing, to try to help with medication, to try to help things like food stamps, just a bunch of government assistance that I was trying to. A lot of it I was just trying to take advantage of because that's what drug addicts do. But there was this place in the city that I live. It was called the General Assistance Building. So what you do is you could go in there and you could get help. If you need a medication filled, they give you a voucher for that. If you need help with food or toiletries, they could give you vouchers for that. Um, if you needed help with rent, they could give you a rent voucher. There was obviously all kinds of stipulations and policies set up that you had to stay inside the lines. You couldn't just walk in, ask for a rent voucher. Anybody couldn't just walk in and say, I need to pay my rent, give me a voucher for $1,000. That's not how it worked. So I was getting some medications. I was all over the map. I was taking every medication in the book back in my days of using. So general assistance, I used to go in there all the time trying to get help here and there. And even when I did finally get an apartment, and I still wasn't employable and trying to get them to pay my rent, I would be in there a lot. Um, Every time I went into general assistance, I was the only white person, either the one or two white people in a room where the maximum capacity in the room was, I think, was 90 or 100 people. So you got chairs all set up all over the place. And like I said, either I was the only one white person in there or one of two, maybe tops at one point, three white people in there. So it was just a room full of, and most of them were immigrants that had come over, refugees from like Somalia, the Congo, a lot of places over in Africa that were coming over here. But I was usually the only white one in there. The thing that frustrated me so bad was most of these people would pull up out front of the general assistance building, Toyota 4Runners, Lexuses. They'd come in, they'd have a couple kids, they'd have a brand new iPhone, the kid would have an iPad sitting in front of them playing on that, jewelry, watches, the newest sneakers, Air Maxes, Jordans, all nice designer clothes on. and they're asking to get their rent paid, and they're asking to get food vouchers. And I go in there and say, what the hell? What is going on in here? Like, the only thing I have is the shirt that I'm wearing, the grungy clothes that I'm wearing, that I have on, that I haven't washed in a week. So I'm living on the streets, and these people are rolling in the nicest things, and these, $3, $4, $500 pocketbooks, and it was insane. So I go in there one time. I needed help to pay for a medication that was fairly expensive, and even if it wasn't expensive, I didn't have no money. Um, and this time I was the only white person in there. There was, like I said, 90 or 100. So, and they're all, I see them. I sit there. It's, usually you wait an hour or two. It's a long, boring, frustrating wait. I'm waiting. You see them all walking out with their vouchers. Yeah, yeah, they're all happy, high five, and getting their stuff. Everything's paid for, and that's good. That's great. If they need help and they're genuinely getting help, good. I had no problem with that. I have a little problem with someone pulling up in a, $40,000, $50,000 vehicle with these $1,000 iPhones and stuff asking for help. I do have a problem with that. I think there's an issue there, but it's not my issue. That's the system, whatever. They're taking advantage of the system. That's on them. I've done it before. The karma has bit me in the ass. So that's neither here nor there. I digress. So I go in, I sit down in front of the guy, and I asked him if I could get help with my medication. And there was something else that I was looking for help with at that point. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I asked him if I could get some help. And I filled out some paperwork, this, that, the third. And I get turned down on the spot. No, sorry, Mike, we can't help you. There's nothing we can do for you. I said, what the heck? What are you talking about? There's nothing you can do for me. Every person that's walking out of here is walking out of here with a voucher, whether it's for $1,000 for their rent or a food voucher or whatever. Everybody's walking out. I watched them all walk out with vouchers. Like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. There's just nothing there's nothing we can do for you right at this time. Try to get this filled out or try to do this and come back well, I need this medication now. I don't, I need money to get it filled. I can't come back. Like, this is something I need to get straightened out right now. That's why I've been sitting out there for 2 hours waiting. Well, unfortunately, I'm sorry. And I started to get pretty upset, pretty irate. And the guy said, "Listen, Mike, I know you. You're a decent guy. I know you're struggling. I don't need to get security in here, do I, or anything like that?" I said, "No, man, I'm not. I'm super, super pissed off right now, but it's not like you're following the rules. If you made the rules, I'm sure you'd help me out. You're following the rules. You can't just start handing money to people that if they don't, if the application doesn't go through, or whatever." I get that. I'm not like I was just super upset, and I said to him, and I looked right at him, and I said, "Listen, if I said honestly, it's because I'm straight, white, like time I was in my 30s, mid 30s, male, that I can't get any help, right?" Just I said, "You don't have to tell me that, but it's because I'm sitting here." I said, "You're not blind. I'm not blind." I said, "Everybody in the room, I was the only one that was white out there in that room, and they're all getting help." And I said, I'm just a straight white guy sitting here asking for some help, and I can't get it." I said, "That's what it is, right?" And he kind of said, "Well, listen, if you were here from another country, or if you were this or that," I said, "So basically, that's what it is. I'm from the United States. This is my hometown. I've lived here all my life. I have worked here before, paid taxes to the state, like." But that was the case. I mean, that was the case. I went in there really seriously needing some help, but because I was a male, middle aged, I guess, in my 30s, not quite middle aged yet. Didn't have a bunch of kids running around. I didn't qualify for help. So, I mean, as frustrating as it was, I mean, what do you say about that? And I've talked to other people that have said the same thing. I know people, like I said, I'm in recovery now. I got my life together, but I know people that are still out there trying to get help that can't get help, and they're watching all these other people get housing and getting all this other stuff, and they're still sitting there saying, "Well, what about me?" Um, and I'm not saying it's a racist system. I don't think there's any systemic racism in this country. I'm just saying these people are saying white privilege. Well, if there was white privilege, I went in there and I was the only white guy. Don't you think I would have been privileged enough to walk out with what I needed? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this whole white privilege thing means anyway. So it just doesn't make sense to me. I think that there are no laws or policies in place that hold any one group specifically back. Now there was in America, there definitely used to be where they had the, I don't know what it was, the red line things with the banks and the Jim Crow laws, and obviously slavery before that, before the whole civil rights and everything. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'm not denying that at all. And that was terrible. That was a bad, bad mark in American history that, you know, today America is a great country. I know people of every color, sex, gender, race, everything that are doing fabulous, that are super happy in life, and they're not letting anything hold them back. They're not playing the victim card, and they're going for it and they're getting it. That's what it is. You got to stop telling yourself you're a victim. You got to stop letting these people tell you you're a victim and you deserve reparations and you deserve this and you deserve that. No, no, you don't deserve anything. You go out and you get what you want. If you work hard and you're a good person and you treat others well, then you deserve every good thing that comes to you. Now, is life going to be all sunshine and rainbows? No, that's not how it works. Life sucks sometimes. That's when you got to grin, bear, and buckle through and get to the next good time. It's how life works. But it works that way for everybody. If you're a black person living in the inner city selling drugs and committing crimes, that's the responsibility that you got to take when shit goes sour. I mean, you can't tell me that there's not black people living in these ghettos in the inner cities that are poor, that do everything they can and crawl their way out of it. Because there is. You hear stories of it every day. It's the ones that want to play the victim role and try to take the easy way out by selling dope or robbing people or this or that. That's not going to get you anywhere in life. It's hard work, you know. You just and it's not even backbreaking hard work I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about putting in an effort, setting a goal for yourself, doing whatever it takes to reach that goal. And regardless of if you're making YouTube videos, I had a very successful e-commerce business before this, and I wasn't breaking my back lifting, bricks, crawling up ladders, but it was hard work. It was late nights and early mornings, and a lot of time in front of the computer and dealing with customers and dealing with suppliers, and it was hard work and a different, it wasn't hard labor, manual labor, but it was work. You're not going to find many successful people that haven't put in the time and done the grinding. But then when they get to where they want to be, it was all worth it. My rant is over. I'm just saying, don't buy the narrative that this whole white privilege thing is. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. This whole BLM movement, when you think about it, this is all nonsense. I've seen them marching in BLM when they're saying, "Who do we support? We support black criminals." So you're admitting these people are criminals, breaking the law, having these police interactions that go bad, and you're still supporting them. How does that make any sense, huh? How does that make any sense? It doesn't make sense. Wake up, people, wake up. You got to start thinking for yourself. You got to think for yourself. You got to take responsibility, set goals, do whatever you got to do to hit those goals, crush them, set more goals. Keep crushing those goals and keep working your ass off for what you want to do in life. You want to be a YouTuber? Go start making YouTube videos. I just started out. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And 16 subscribers, I think. It's kind of, but I want to make some videos. I want to see what I can do with YouTube. Wanted to do e-commerce. I had a great e-commerce thing going. I really, really enjoyed it. It took a couple of years for me to even see any success in that, but once it started coming, it came full force. And anybody can do that. You don't have to be white to start e-commerce. You don't have to be black to start YouTube. You don't have to be Hispanic to start your own, restaurant. You can do anything you want, people. Nobody's holding you back except yourself and your mind. That's it. Anything you want to do, the world is yours. The world is yours. Don't let anybody tell you different. Go out there and get what you want. Thanks. Like I said, subscribe to my channel. Help me grow this new channel. I would greatly appreciate it. The world has gone crazy, people. We got some crazy times in front of us. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Help your neighbor. Tell the people close to you you love them and stay safe. Till next time. Peace.